Yes, I will save my progress. All right, pretty long investigation period there, but not too bad. Let me get a drink of water before we get into this trial. It could be the elephant. It could be Mia. Maybe Mia did it. You're right, chat. Maybe. I'm interested to see how this one goes, because I really don't know how the murder was committed yet. It really seems like they just gave us a bunch of suspects, and they didn't even show us this acro person who could be another suspect, so. I'm really worried about doing a trial period, though, because now we're going to have life points the whole time, and I am sick, so. Hope I don't do terribly. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Why, okay. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. Yeah, he's on trial for murder. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you gotta make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Von Karma will use her whip to wrap around Phoenix's ankle and then slam him into the dirt. Like, I actually kind of want to see that. Max, really? No one needs to fly today? Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously? December 29th. Ah, there's Von Karma. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica for the sake of my grandchild. Sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. All right. How many times do I have to beat you before you understand that you suck? It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Yes, being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there now, my boy! Poor Gumshoe. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it, it's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. All right, hit me. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the Big Top to practice their routines. Practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. Okay. Victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. What is in that box? Is that the box from Kingdom Hearts 3? The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Oh, jeez. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. Is this autopsy report updated? The court accepts this into evidence. All right, thank you. Blunt object, huh? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. That blunt object wouldn't have happened to have been a puppet, would it? Yes, Your Honor. All right, Gumshoe, let's do this. Hold it! Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see, there's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Do I? What do I need to look at the court record for? Cheap ring with an eerie sparkle. Monkey. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Emblazoned with Max's 3 famous symbols. Good for him. Got an enormous raise 1 week ago. It's Max's hat. Yeah, okay, okay. Fabulous magician, accused of murder. Benjamin Woodman without his puppet Trillo, he won't say much. Okay. Real name, Lawrence Curls. Pleasant stooge of a clown. All right. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? All of them were in the big top. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim the ringmaster. I almost forgot Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Oh no, poor Gumshoe. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after the proceedings. Poor Gumshoe, man. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. Absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully sus. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15. Okay, not a problem, pal. We got a witness that... Ah! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. All right, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? Found bent over a wooden box. Tell me about this wooden box. A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. Is this related to letting his daughter get married? This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. I want to know about the box. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? Figure they just had the box. Ah! I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy. Much better, you may continue, detective. Cause of death was blunt trauma, yada yada, okay. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Haha. There wasn't much that we could go after Gumshoe with this time. He gave us the facts as he saw them, but there's got to be more to this. I didn't see anything, but that's why you're the lawyer and I'm the medium. Do I actually need to find some kind of contradiction here? Wait a minute, let me ask there were other questions to ask here. Carrying the box, huh? Yada, yada, yada. Strange box. It was locked, etc. About the contents? Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox, so we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? What if that has some sort of special meaning? Found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over, it contains pepper. What the heck? Okay. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Oh, it's gonna come in clutch, just you wait. Now that we've wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Poor Gumshoe. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Oh, this idiot. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trillo Quist. I am employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with the song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. This guy's an awful ventriloquist. You can easily see his mouth moving. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? Had a good rhythm. Shut up, Maya. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know what, your nose? You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. Celebrities? What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. All right, reading all the dialogue is getting to my sickness. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with them, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? There's absolute proof. A silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Circumstantial, Your Honor. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Your Honor, I move that yet again this witness cannot be trusted on account of he's insane! The clown. You're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Hold it. Why the plaza's entrance? Words. To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker? At least my teachers always said I was. What? That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece get-up? Snobby three-piece get-up? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece get-up. Could you be any more dense all together now? Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Maya, I think that you should mind your business. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? You only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? You should have seen the Ringmaster. You should have seen the Ringmaster. What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Take that! Take that! That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the Ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously the Ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The Ringmaster and Max went together to the Ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the Ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Ah, I see. Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore, okay? Okay, how could that punk not be the killer? I think we already did this one, right? Saw Max and only Max that night? Geez, you're persistent. Won't change. The other person was Max Galactica, whatever. Really needs to improve his manners. You've heard what he has to say. Let him continue. Okay, cool. Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? It's gotta be the girl, right? Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. The puppet is dead? Mission accomplished? We killed the puppet? You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? What, he came back to life? What in the Pinocchio? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. What do you mean you can't ask me that question? Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, well, well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. That makes perfect sense. Objection, though. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene. Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. All right, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? Okay. The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. But if it was, I would outlaw it. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Huh, thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Okay. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. I'm gonna be honest, I feel sorry for Franziska in this one, that she has to put up with this. Don't be so surprised that I was gonna propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. Then how did I get it? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Wrong. Lying. He's a liar. He's lying. Your Honor, this puppet has no riz. There's no way he could pull the 16-year-old. I move that he be held in contempt of court. You were gonna propose. You, a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Okay, Judge, no, not like this. Not like this, Judge, not like this. You have a grandchild. Exactly. His Honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I'm surprised. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina? Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I was going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. That sounds way cooler. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it. That's the truth. Even had something to give her. What was it exactly you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? Oh my goodness. My throat. You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring? Even Von Karma is disgusted. Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Franziska's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. I'm gonna push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. First time that a puppet— Ow! I advise you cut this argument short. I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. Sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina. Hold it. An engagement ring? Uh-huh, it's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. Yeah, the fact that he doesn't have the ring. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her. That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? Leon, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Oh, do you? So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give it up that easily. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? Think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony? That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. Judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe you should get out more. So, does it just want me to present that, like, I have the ring right here. You do not have it. Do I just present here? Objection! Music stopped. I'm a genius. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief, thief. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? It's because I'm a magician. What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something. Huh? Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Wow. Ah! Monkey noises. Ben, what's with you? Ah, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing, not I, Mr. Trilloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money. But you weren't able to catch up with them, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, I almost said show. Through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. It is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. He has a flaw in his testimony. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? Witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Objection. Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that someone slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Also, is there anything proving that the ventriloquist didn't do it? Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Ha! I told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy. I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after them. Yeah. witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I need more water. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right, money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see, I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I don't know where I'm gonna go with it from here. Why does the puppet blink? I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. Hold it. I hate you. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I got 4, you know. 4, F-O-U-R, counting Ben's, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 2 of your eyes don't work. 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed in one area, I suppose. Judge. Hello? Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. That doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza. Hold it, I hate you. You saw Max coming out of the big top that night. Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the whole time. Guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. Showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet. If you can't figure it out yourself, you already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes, I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What was it? Let me think. Ow, I'm no good at math. It was 10:10 p.m. Yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right, because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. Does that contradict anything that I have? Where's the autopsy? 10:15, 5 minutes later he died. 5 minutes after this 10 minutes he's claiming. Max's 3 famous symbols: the cloak, the white roses, and the hat. Okay. Said good evening, he didn't even acknowledge me, okay. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night? Must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I'd prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible, a performer lives and breathes his performances, you should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half of the act? Hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. Sure that if a pro was out. You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow. Ow. Ow, that hurts. That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. I wonder if I need to do that again, but choose something different. Why would you say good evening to someone that you were just doing a practice with? You're 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. Told you already, geez, I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Haven't you ever heard of 110%? There's no way he can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with the chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. Has to be a hole in this testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All you can do is try, right, Nick? We gotta have something that will prove useful. All right, time to go to work. I have no idea. I got no clue. Okay. Trillo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? Oh, this is it. What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly, how is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ow, that hurts. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. Guess I can give it a shot. Witness will resume his testimony. What on earth am I gonna use here? Is it the bottle? Wasn't this, didn't the night of the murder is when he hit him with the bottle, or like just before? Like, why would you say, is this where it wants me to do it? Waiting for Regina, doesn't change how I saw Max, who showed up after I'd been there, said good evening, he didn't even acknowledge me, I'm absolutely sure it was him. Seeing someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I guess I want to bring up, like, if I'm supposed to push the angle that, like, he would not say good evening because they hate each other, bringing up that Max hit him with a juice bottle would go pretty far there. Oh, the music stopped. I'm a genius. I'm so smart, chat. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? Okay, it was the day of the murder. I thought it might have been the day before. A fight? Fight over Regina, to be exact. Wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. Disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting conked over the head. Ah. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. Truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have had to suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. All right, I hate it here. I hate it here a lot. Are you saying this witness is lying? Every single witness I've had in this game is lying. Then he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene. I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? It's not that he saw the defendant. It's a different person or didn't see anyone. Who actually, if the puppet did it, then he didn't actually see anyone. It can't be the clown, because he said he already saw the clown back to the room, said he didn't see the ringmaster. Unless Acro, or maybe Regina even, were pretending to be Max and wearing his outfit. That's the only way that he saw a different person. I don't think he saw the murderer at all. I don't think he saw anyone. Of course the witness did not see a soul that night. I see. Who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is I saw that night? Fool can only understand the foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. This witness didn't see anyone. You wouldn't happen to have proof to back up that statement, would you? Gulp. I guess I didn't. Nick, I just thought of something. If Ben and Trillo really didn't see anyone that night, they wouldn't have testified that they greeted someone that night, would they? What do you mean? Think that Trillo really did say good evening to someone that night? What? Okay. But Trillo and Max, they were in the middle of a huge fight. Maybe you should think this over some more on your own time, Mr. Wright. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. You saw a different person. Sure. I knew it was a 50-50. It's my belief that the witness didn't indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? Yeah, honestly, I don't think this one holds much water. I think it makes way more sense to say that he didn't see anyone. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. This is a little stretchy on the logic, even for me. I think this is one of, like, the weakest arguments that Phoenix has had in my experience in this game so far. Definitely up there. That's why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening, then? Was it the girl? Did he see her and he said good evening to her because he didn't have the ring to propose to her, so he didn't know what to say, or he just got cold feet? It wasn't Max. Can't be Maya, Gumshoe, or Von Karma. It could just be the ringmaster. He could have said good evening to the ringmaster. But the ringmaster walked by with Max. Like, according to Max, he and the ringmaster walked by together. It's not the clown. It's not Ben. It's not Max. It just leaves the two berries. It couldn't have been the ringmaster, though, because didn't he say it was at 10:10 that he talked to the person? And Max says that he and the ringmaster were, like, at the room at 10. So it has to be Regina. It's got to be Regina or her dad. I'm going to say Regina. Take that. The music is still going. I think I'm wrong. This is the person they had to greet. How about it, Mr. Quist? How about you stop asking the ridiculous questions? You can show me all the crappy pictures you like. There's no one I wouldn't greet. What the oak are you doing, Woodman? You better not say Trillo, watch your mouth. Ah, well, okay. Sorry about that, Trillo. Order, order. There will be order in my courtroom, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh, now I've done it. But then it's gotta be the ringmaster. It's not the ringmaster? What? Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. That's what I thought too, brother. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You're correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Bah, bah. Order! Order! I need some cough medication. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. Your Honor, he's just lying. Think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. Problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? Prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw last night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols. All right, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone, all together now. Yeah, this bit is very old. Thank you, Von Karma. Yes, yes, we know, the silk hat, cloak, and white roses. Silk hat and a cloak, anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? Could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? Oh no, the danger music. You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? The clown. Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there's no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. All right, pretty good first go.